The people listed in this video are billionaires, or at least used to be. Although they weren't born rich, most of them found school just wasn't for them and ended up leaving and starting their own business. We take a look through 15 billionaires that dropped out of high school. Number 15. Bill Gates. Net worth $79 billion. If you've been living under a rock for the last 50 years, Bill Gates is the man who introduced the world to Microsoft and is one of the best-known entrepreneurs in the world, who was also the richest person in the world for 15 consecutive years. The son of an attorney and a schoolteacher, Gates entered Harvard in the fall of 1973, only to drop out 2 years later to found software giant Microsoft. Number 14. Mark Zuckerberg. Net worth $35 billion. Dropping out at the age of 14, Zuckerberg founded one of the highest generating traffic websites in the world. Facebook was of course started in the year 2004 and was mainly used in the School of Harvard. He took the publications that Harvard would pass out at the beginning of the school year and he would put them all together online for students. He thought it would help the students get to know each other and to help them find their way around a large campus. Number 13. Larry Ellison. Net worth $49 billion. As a child, Larry Ellison's adoptive father repeatedly told him he was good for nothing. Larry, who dropped out at the age of 21, is a serial entrepreneur, businessman, programmer, and philanthropist who made most of his billions in his multinational company Oracle Technology. He actually dropped out of college twice. First from the University of Illinois, then the University of Chicago, before moving to California and working odd jobs. Number 12. Richard Branson. Net worth $5 billion. Due to his dyslexia, Branson dropped out of school at the age of 16. Ironically enough, he started a magazine publication entitled Student. He said, "I did it because I wanted to edit a magazine." The magazine was not lucrative, but it would ultimately be the launch pad for Branson Virgin Records. Branson ran ads in the student magazine for records at discounted prices, and his mail-order record business soon became profitable. Number 11. Michael Dell. Net worth $19 billion. As a young man, Michael enrolled as a biology major at University of Texas, but spent more time fiddling with stacks of computer parts in his dorm room than hitting up the library. Instead of studying, he started selling new computers through advertisements in local papers. It was a lucrative distraction. By the end of his freshman year, Dell was selling about $80,000 a month in computers. With the money rolling in, Dell decided not to return to school. Number 10. Steve Jobs. Net worth $10 billion. Jobs quickly became bored with college. He liked being at school, just not taking the required classes. In fact, he was surprised when he found out that, for all its hippie aura, there were strict course requirements. Jobs, of course, was an American information technology entrepreneur and inventor who was the co-founder, chairman, and CEO of Apple. At the time of his death in 2011, Steve Jobs' net worth was estimated at $10.2 billion. Number 9. Walt Disney. Net worth $5 billion. The legendary Walt, regarded as the most influential animator because of his creativity with cartoons. He dropped out of high school at 16 and attempted to enlist in the army. He was rejected for being underage, but managed to find employment with the Red Cross as an ambulance driver. The company Walt Disney now has an annual revenue of about $30 billion. Number 8. Li Keqing. Net worth $26 billion. Hong Kong billionaire Li Keqing may no longer be the richest man in Asia, but with a current estimated net worth of $26 billion, his wealth is still nothing to sneeze at. He was forced to drop out of school at the age of 12 to support his family, but today he's one of the world's richest men. He opened his first factory at the age of 22 and within a few years saw a great success as a manufacturer, property developer, and investor. Number 7. Ingvar Kamprad. Net worth $3 billion. Ingvar dropped out of high school at the age of 17 to start IKEA. Ingvar Kamprad introduced the flat pack in 1953, then moved production of his cheap, chic furniture to Soviet Poland in 1961 to minimize labor costs. On the way to growing his home furnishings empire, he published the Furniture Dealer's Testament, or the IKEA Bible. Number 6. David Greene. Net worth $6 billion. Dropping out at the age of 18, Hobby Lobby founder David Greene took the White House all the way to the US Supreme Court to protest Obamacare, and actually won. The court ruled 5-4 in June that closely held companies with strong religious beliefs are exempt from the Affordable Care Act's provision that mandates access to the morning after pill. The controversy could hurt the retailer's bottom line in liberal states, but Greene, who has distributed nearly 1.4 billion copies of Christian literature in more than 100 countries, says the trade-off is more than worth it. Number 5. Jan Koum, net worth $9 billion. Born in the Ukraine, Koum and his mother immigrated to California when he was 16 and got an apartment through government assistance. She babysat and he swept floors to make ends meet. He had a knack for computers and got a job at Yahoo as a security and infrastructure engineer for 9 years. In 2009, Koum started WhatsApp, now the world's biggest mobile messaging service with 1 billion users. Number 4. Hiroshi Yamauchi, net worth $2 billion. Hiroshi dropped out of Waseda University to run Nintendo, which was a family business founded in 1889 by his grandfather. He retired in 2005 after running the company that he transformed from a small card-making organization to a video game company in the span of 55 years. As of 2013, when he died, he had a net worth of about $2.1 billion. Number 3. Dustin Moskovitz, net worth $10 billion. Moskovitz helped launch Facebook with then-roommate Mark Zuckerberg from their Harvard dorm. He dropped out of school after 2 years at the age of 22 and joined Zuckerberg in Palo Alto to develop the now famous social networking site. After leaving Facebook in 2008, he co-founded Asana, a workflow software company, though most of his net worth still comes from his significant stake in Facebook, where he allows Mark Zuckerberg to vote with his shares. Number 2. Ray Kroc, net worth $8 billion. At 15, Kroc served in the First World War as a Red Cross ambulance driver. After the war, he tried his luck at various jobs, including a paper cup salesman, jazz musician, radio DJ, and band member, although he eventually went on to being the infamous American entrepreneur who expanded McDonald's from being a local fast food store into a world-renowned multi-billion-dollar business. Number 1. Henry Ford, net worth $40 billion. This automobile billionaire was born in abject poverty. He never saw the four walls of school, but he went to build Ford Motor Company and become one of the richest men that ever lived. Although Ford did not invent the automobile or the assembly line, he developed and manufactured the first automobile that many middle-class Americans could afford. In doing so, Ford converted the automobile from an expensive curiosity into the biggest thing since sliced bread. If you enjoyed, please give the video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, guys.